We've been at this here for a while. We're well over 200 episodes of this show. And the question keeps coming up in the comments, starting to drive us a little bit crazy. Does any of this stuff that we do here, does it actually matter? Consider this scenario. You just got done with a rehearsal or a performance, you're playing, and someone comes up to you, shakes your hand, pats you on the back, and says, "Wow, you did such an adequate job. The sound of that was so delightfully adequate." Does that feel good? Does that feel like a compliment? If it does, okay. But if they had said something like, "Wow, that was incredible. That was way better than I expected. I heard things I've never heard. That was super exciting. I am lifted by what just happened." Surely that's a better compliment. So that means that starting to branch out and grow is part of a better or best performance. This is going to be a little bit of a rant today, but it's become abundantly clear in the comments over the last 200 and change videos that caring about this stuff is something that not everybody thinks matters. And we're here to tell you that not only does it matter, it's extremely important, and it is the key to unlocking, growing your creativity and your sound. An alarmingly common comment in the comments on all of our videos is, if it's good enough for so-and-so, it's good enough for me, I'm good with that, and I'm not changing anything. The fact of the matter is, not only do you not know if anything you ever heard recorded from that drummer was actually good enough for them, because maybe it was a good take for the rest of the band and they had to keep that one, but you also don't know where on their taste spectrum that day's playing was. It could have been a great day, it could have been a terrible day, we have no way to know. This means for us that we're building a box around ourselves using a sound that we have no real context for and no proof that it is this perfect, valid thing that we think it is. Most of us at one point in our lives have said the phrase, "Don't sweat the small stuff." And the fact of the matter is, tuning your drum set is not small stuff. Any big important thing like playing a show or having a great time practicing, these are made of small things. Every big thing is made of small stuff. And if you say that the big thing matters, it means that the small stuff matters. If you're ever working with an engineer and they set up the microphones and a little way into what you're doing, you see that one of them got bumped a few inches out of the way, that may seem like small stuff, but it could put things out of phase. It could suddenly make it so that your toms are wildly out of balance. And you're going to want an engineer who's going to see that, come back, fix it, and help you maintain the integrity of the sound of your kit. All of these things may look like small stuff, but they grow into becoming constituent parts of the whole. If you ever have the opportunity to go and see an orchestra perform, something you're going to see is everyone filing out onto stage, and then section by section, they tune their instruments, get comfortable with the sound before they perform. You're going to see this because they do it in front of the audience, and sometimes it takes a while. This right here tells us that it is valid and important to take the time to dial in the sounds of the instruments so that you can have a beautiful performance and essentially pay respect to the other performers on stage and the audience who paid money to get in and see them. If you've ever felt like there was something wrong with you taking a second on stage or in rehearsal to adjust the tuning of one of your drums because someone was going to get mad at you, entire orchestras do it every single day of the year, everywhere in the world. Don't be afraid of this. In the course of these now hundreds of episodes, we've covered some specific, really dialed in things and some wider, grayer, cloudier concepts. What we're talking about today ultimately is whether or not you actually care about this stuff. You're going to fall on one side of the line or the other. This can translate into the sort of person you are and even the way that you conduct your life. Are you a person that lives your life this kind of way, ignoring little things and allowing stuff like this to pass you by because it's good enough, don't really care? Taking a step back from that perspective and realizing that little things matter, they affect big things, and all of our life has stuff like this in it. It's not just about drums. It's about the way that we move through the world and the way that we interact with every single person that we know. Take a moment to consider the possibility that we could all care a little bit more about the details. We could care a little bit more about our self-expression, and we could show that as a form of respect and gratitude to audiences, friends, band members, literally everyone. It's fair to say that we here nerd out about this stuff more than most, but no matter whether that's your cup of tea or if you feel like ridiculing it in the comments, You can do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, what we're caring about here is taking pride in what we're doing, whether it's tuning, playing, messing around with cymbals, making videos. We started a channel about it because we care about this stuff. And it's hard for us here to understand why taking something seriously should take away from having fun doing it, growing in it, having it be a beautiful part of your life, and bringing people together to enjoy it. There's no harm in caring about your sound. There's no harm in taking time to make it better, have a little more headroom in your options, and get inspired by something new. So you may as well take the plunge and, you can turn this off right now and get down to tuning this very minute. You can do it anytime you want. So dive in and give it a shot.